Hello students, good morning. How are you? I hope you all okay. And we are continuing at chapter 6, that is anatomy of flowering plants. And in this chapter we have studied different anatomical structures of stem, root. Today we will study about anatomy of leaf. Anatomy of leaf. Here the diagrams represent, one represent dicot leaf and this one represent monocot leaf. You already have studied in class 10th about the transverse section of leaf. We saw these structures when we cut a leaf from its transverse. Suppose this is a leaf. This is its vein. And these are this is mid vein or midrib, and these are the veins or veinlets. We can say it as veins. This is midrib. When we cut the leaf from here, then we can see different vascular bundles and different structures like this. This is a dicot leaf. This leaf represent dicot and this leaf represent monocot. Here is the venation, parallel venation, and here is the venation, reticulate venation. This is the characteristic feature of monocot leaf and dicot leaf. Here the two diagrams represent, one represent the structure of monocot leaf, this one, and this represent the structure of dicot leaf. So let students see what are the organs found inside the transverse section of a leaf. So let's see. This is a dicot leaf. Here are different structures. The upper layer, as we know, the upper layer is called epidermis. Here in biological term, I have written that this is adaxial epidermis. Adaxial epidermis means upper epidermis. If this is a leaf, then it has its upper surface and lower surface. So upper surface is called adaxial. Remember, upper surface is called adaxial and the lower surface is called abaxial. The lower surface is called your abaxial. Okay. So when we see the transverse section of a leaf, we will saw that adaxial epidermis is above and abaxial epidermis is below. Just below the adaxial epidermis, here some palisade mesophyll are present. Here I want to tell you another thing. In case of dicot leaf, it is dorsoventral, means its dorsal side and its ventral side. This side is called ventral. As you know, ventral come from the term ventrum. Ventrum means belly. This is belly side and this is back side. So where we see that a dicot leaf, when we cut a dicot leaf, we see different type of mesophyll cells. In a dicot leaf, remember, in a dicot leaf, we saw two type of mesophyll cells. Upper side we see palisade parenchyma. Clear? Palisade mesophyll, which is consist of palisade parenchyma. It is made up of parenchymatous, thin parenchymatous tissue, whose main function is to hold water. Clear? Next, at the lower surface, here are some same spongy mesophyll. This is palisade mesophyll, which present at the above or upper part of the leaf, and spongy mesophyll is present at the lower part of the leaf. So this is called, we can say, this is palisade parenchyma, this is spongy parenchyma, because they are made up of thin parenchymatous cells or tissues. Next, here between the spongy mesophyll, some air space are present, which is called as air cavity. Clear? This is called air cavity. Next is your, here xylem is above. Students, remember, we are here watching the dicot leaf, and listen, this is the most important topic. Don't be get confused and look at the diagram how I am teaching you, and you also remember the terms. So this is a complete bundle sheath cell covers the xylem and phloem. Means here xylem and phloem. Look, this is phloem, this is xylem. Around this bundle sheath cell covers it. Clear? Same the diagram represent here. The upper part xylem is present towards the adaxial surface. Xylem is towards the adaxial surface, and here phloem is towards the abaxial surface. Means xylem is towards upper surface and phloem is towards the lower surface, and this is covered by bundle sheath cell. You don't know about bundle sheath cells. Bundle sheath cells are those cells, sometimes they have presence of chlorophyll which do photosynthesis in C4 plants. When we will study chapter 13, that in C3 and C4 plants we will study about in detail about bundle sheath cells. Simply you just remember here that vascular bundle means xylem and phloem are covered by a bundle sheath cell where some amount of chloroplast is found, and here photosynthesis also occurs. Next moves towards the monocot leaf. Here I have shown you the dicot leaf and explain. Again I will explain it. Then this is your monocot leaf. Like dicot leaf, it has not the same structure. Dicot leaf is dorsoventral. This is dorsoventral, means it's dorsal, dorsoventral. Means its dorsal and ventral side are opposite and different. But monocot is isobilateral. Isobilateral means both the sides are same. If you see a bamboo leaf or a leaf of wheat, then you can see both the surfaces contain equal number of parenchymatous cells. That is spongy parenchyma. Only spongy parenchyma is present in monocot leaf, whereas in dicot leaf both type of parenchyma is present. This is the main difference. In dicot leaves, spongy parenchyma is present at lower portion and palisade parenchyma or palisade mesophyll is present at upper surface, means adaxial and abaxial respectively. But in case of monocots, as it is an isobilateral leaf, means its both the sides are similar, so it contains same number of mesophyll cells, that is your spongy mesophyll, or which we can say are spongy parenchyma. Why this type of arrangement? Must be question arise. Why in dicots one side contain palisade parenchyma whereas another side contains spongy parenchyma? Palisade parenchyma, the parenchymatous tissues are arranged so close to each other, due to which the loss of water is less. Means to prevent the loss of water through these cells, they are closely arranged. But in spongy parenchyma, there are some gap left between them, and as we know, monocots require more water for their growth, whereas dicots do not. So for absorption of more and more water, monocots have spongy parenchyma. Spongy parenchyma has the more ability to absorb water than palisade parenchyma or palisade mesophyll. Remember students, I am telling this again and again that spongy parenchyma and palisade parenchyma, although they are mesophyll cells, as they are made up of parenchymatous cells. Clear? So next you can see this surface is called adaxial. Adaxial means upper surface. This surface is called your adaxial surface. This is adaxial surface. Next to it is xylem. Here you can see xylem is towards the adaxial surface and phloem is towards the abaxial surface. But here we see that phloem and xylem also, the phloem is towards the upper and the xylem is towards the lower. But here in case of monocots, the xylem is upper side, means towards the adaxial surface, and phloem is towards the abaxial surface. Clear? Sometimes in case of monocots also, the xylem and phloem are covered by sclerenchymatous cells. In case of monocots, monocot leaf, if you plug a leaf, if you hold a leaf, monocot leaf, and try to stretch, this is more rigid than a dicot leaf. This is because they are made up of sclerenchymatous cells. Means their cap is made up of sclerenchymatous cells. That's why. So xylem and phloem is covered by again bundle sheath cells, and around the vascular bundles xylem and phloem there is covered by sclerenchymatous cells, and sometimes it contain the bundle sheath cell which I have told you, like bundle sheath cell, it contain chloroplast which help in the photosynthesis. Next you can see these are the bundle sheath cells. Here is the bundle sheath cell, here is the bundle sheath. Clear students? These are the bundle sheath cells, and there are chloroplasts are present for photosynthesis. Clear? They are mesophyll cells. Mesophyll cells means where chloroplast is found. They are the original regions where photosynthesis occurs, but there are some specialized regions where photosynthesis also occurs. Next is your stomata. This is stomata. We can see in dicot also. These are the stomata. Many stomata are present in regular intervals. We can see like this. These are the stomata. As we know, stomatal opening opens and closes regularly or continuously to photosynthesis and for transpiration. And above the stomata there are substomatal cavity. Means here is the cavity present, that is called substomatal cavity, and here is the stomata. Let's recap again these points. What are these points? Let's see. This is a dicot leaf. This is a monocot leaf. How we will able to identify a dicot leaf? If it has reticulate venation. And a dicot leaf's characteristic feature is it is dorsoventral, means dorsal and ventral sides are opposite. But in case of a monocot leaf, its venations are parallel and it is isobilateral. On which basis it is called isobilateral? On the basis of presence of spongy mesophills or spongy parenchyma. In a monocot leaf, equal amount of spongy parenchyma is present both on adaxial surface as well as abaxial surface. Adaxial means upper epidermis or upper surface of the leaf, and abaxial means lower surface of the leaf. We can able to see the vascular bundles in a leaf if we count its veins. So you see the number of veins is maximum in monocot leaves. So the number of vascular bundles will be maximum in monocot leaves. And when we cut all these veins, mid veins and veins, we can see large number of vascular bundles. They may vary from point to point or region to region. Next is your, I have told you some air cavities are present. Just above the stomatal cavity, air cavities are present. And here are the mesophyll, long stretch structure you can see. These are called as mesophyll, palisade mesophyll or palisade parenchyma. Here the lower part contains spongy parenchyma. This is the main difference. Lower part have spongy mesophyll, upper part have palisade mesophyll. But in case of monocot, the upper part and lower part both contains the same spongy mesophyll. Clear? This contains spongy mesophyll. And the water holding capacity is more in spongy mesophills because they are loosely arranged. But the palisade cells or palisade mesophills are tightly arranged. That's why they can hold a little water. And the monocot leaves means spongy mesophills or spongy parenchyma can have hold more water. Here one point I have to tell you that this cell you can see. This is called your bulliform or motor cell. This is most important. This cell is called bulliform or motor cells. These are present in regular intervals. Their main function is to changing or curls the leaf. When it changes by changing the amount of water. Means during a high temperature, to reduce the water loss, the bulliform cells loses water and curls. Clear? So these are the specialized cells present in monocots. They are called as bulliform cells. They are normally found in all the species of grass family. Grass family means all the species of monocots. Clear? So bulliform cells are specialized cells. They are called the leaves. They curled. C-U-R-L-E-D, curled. Mudna, leaf. The leaf get curled like this. How? Because changing the amount of water from this specialized cell, they are called as bulliform cells. Clear students?